The Atlas posts how to appeal an unemployment claim denial. First of all, we're going to assume that you do have a denial, because if you haven't received denial and are still waiting, be patient. It may take a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe more, or maybe they are just swamped and they haven't gotten back around to you. So be patient. Go ahead, call them, not text them, email them. We do have a video on how to reach a rep. So we're going to go ahead and include the information in the description of the video so you can go ahead and look at it. But unemployment, it is taking longer than expected. And part of that may be because, well, let's just say they don't have a full staff. And also they have a lot more unemployment claims than they had planned for or expected or had trained people for. And also, this may not help too, is that according to the Department of Labor, these have stolen $26 billion worth of unemployment. So some states, such as Washington, will go through additional steps to go ahead and verify that you are the real person, and regarding the uninsured unemployment claims. Also, in the state of California, we're going to use the state of California because I'm from California. If you are filing for unemployment, you can, of course, go to the Department of Labor, but most of all, just go to your local state and put in unemployment. If you happen to have worked for a couple different states, that may cause them a little bit of confusion, but you need to go to both of the states. They will probably go back and forth, so just be aware that there will probably be a delay. And usually it's the state, well, actually, it could be the state where you made the most money or the state where you resided. Sometimes you may have a little bit of confusion. One of my friends, she was doing work up in Washington, and she's from California, and they were a little confused because she showed her California driver's license as ID, and so they wanted to send it back to California. But of course, now it's all worked out because she did the work in Washington, so that confusion is taken care of. So sometimes you just have to be patient with the phone calls and try and get back to them. In the description, we do have the telephone number and quick ways that you can go ahead and reach a rep, and we will also include some in the description right here too. The current unemployment statistics, California has a 15.5% unemployment rate in April 2020. Benefits paid $2.8 billion. We do expect, of course, more unemployment. Some people came back to work because of the PPP, and it looks like some are going to be going back to furlough or getting laid off. So we will still see where they are. But right now, we're going to be talking about how to appeal an unemployment claim denial, presuming that you have one. First of all, if you go to your California EDD or wherever you applied, they do have a whole protocol in which to abide by. For example, in the state of California, they give you this flow chart for you to go ahead and look at. So they send you a notice of determination. You disagree with the decision and decide to challenge it. Now, namely, that's usually a letter that you got denied, and you want to appeal it. California has within 30 days, but I have seen in the general form that it's between 10 and 30 days after you receive the appeal. Now, in some of the information I've read, it's 30 days from when it's postmarked. So that may be different from 30 days from which you have received it, because they're two different things. So look at the paperwork and see. In fact, probably one of the best things is to take care of it just as soon as possible. So when you're getting ready, we're going to presume that you have already filled out the form. We will include a link so you can have a direct link to the form so you can see what it looks like. In fact, here's what it looks like here in the state of California. This is the appeal form. Here in California, you have 30 days from the mail date of the notice to file a timely appeal. If you appeal after the 30-day period, you must include the reason for the delay. My guess is you're going to want it just as fast as you can, because some of the states are reopening now. We hear that the coronavirus cases are increasing in the states that have reopened. And let's just say the sooner you get it in, the better, because the extra bonus from the feds is only till the end of July. And so you want to get into the system here. The appeal is in Spanish also for you to go ahead and look at. So you forward your appeal request and information about your case to CUAIB. So that would probably stand for California Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board. That makes perfect sense. So, step 2, you get a hearing before a judge. They process the appeal and schedule a hearing. Of course, since we're at stay-at-home, you're not actually going to a judge. You're probably going to do it over the telephone. In fact, the Appeals Commission will schedule a hearing over the phone, and similar to being in a courtroom, you'll have the right to ask questions, and the employer will also have the opportunity to ask questions, and you'll both present closing arguments. Okay. So the field office, of course, schedules, they tell you about the time and date of your hearing that's held with a judge over the phone right now, unless they tell you they can do it in person. If you agree with the decision, it is the end of the process. If you do not agree with the judge's decision, you need to file another appeal with the field office within 30 days. Now, since the first one was 30 days from when they mailed it, we get to stick for almost 30 days. Because that may be 30 days from when they sent you the information. Third, this is the third phase. The field office forwards appeal and case information to the board for review. The board reviews the decision, the board issues a decision, and then that's the end of the process, and they will tell you what's going on. So if you disagree with the board's decision, you have 6 months to appeal that decision to your county superior court by filing a petition for writ of mandate with that court. So just pay attention to the dates. I'm going to presume that you're going to go ahead and gather this information just as fast as you can, because you would need that money and you want that money. Let's see. So here is some information. This is the one from the California EDD. So if you choose to write a letter, okay, that's if you don't have a copy of that form, cannot print a copy, you can write a letter to the EDD to notify them. And so this is full name, address, phone number, social security number, the name and address of any representative, the reason for your appeal, and a copy of the decision you're appealing or the date of the decision. Any request for language assistance or special accommodations. So if you're going to opt to write a letter, just know that it's going to take longer. In fact, anytime you can fill anything out online, do it. Especially do it. I know a friend had done that for some information for unemployment, and they were sending in paperwork. And they said, you know what, do it online because they ask you a lot less questions, and it's a whole lot faster. It goes in right away. You don't have to worry about the mail time and for somebody to review it. It's in there already. So after you file an appeal, they will notify you the time and location of your hearing at least 10 days in advance. Now, if you go to this little chart that we were looking at, this is pretty much what they're doing. This just makes it easier because there's a whole chart. Here's your second level of appeals. Basically, they want to know the reason for your appeal and the appeal case number so they can go ahead and reference it. So generally, the appeals board does not consider, this is really important, new or additional evidence. However, individuals have 10 days from the date of the confirmation letter to ask to present oral or written arguments and new evidence. The acceptance of any additional evidence is at the board's discretion. Okay. So the appeals board will issue a written decision, and a decision by the appeals board completes all administrative remedies. Individuals who disagree with the appeals board action may file a writ of mandate to the superior court within 6 months of the mailing date of the appeals board's written decision. So, plead your case. I mean, hopefully for many people, because I haven't actually heard of a lot of denials. I've heard of a lot of people that are waiting to hear and they aren't quite certain. So give them a call and talk to them, because the way they are for the unemployment, they're trying to make it so that most people are eligible for it. And if you're not, find out why, because, well, let's just say it adds up, and if you need it and you are not getting it, you probably really, really need it now. So if you have questions, of course, please do contact us. And the information is, of course, thank you in advance for helping to support the Atlas Post on Patreon as we strive to bring you accurate information on the news that affects you. Please leave your comments, as we would love to hear from you. Yes, make them public so everybody can see what you're asking, because It may also be trending as many people are asking them to, and we may just respond to your question with an entire video. If this has been helpful, we would appreciate a thumbs up. Check out our playlist and subscribe for the latest updates. This is the Atlas Post. Have a joyful day.